Chad, Doss Farms. Woo! Morning, Junebug. How's everybody doing? If you're new here, welcome and howdy. If you're old here, welcome and howdy. This is my lovely wife and I's 40 acres and our beautiful Longhorn plus Highland plus half Angus plus half Highland. And we think there's an Angus Longhorn in there. Yep. All right, I've already been out here because these two in the front are ready to birth. My calf is prepped and decked in the calf launcher. And she's bred by a Longhorn. She's bred by the neighbor's bull at our previous farm. So that's a good time. But yeah, I wanted to make sure I got out here before you guys a little bit before we started filming. And I wanted to make sure, because normally this is open and they can go to and from, but I wanted to make sure there was no calves over here before I started filming. I always like to check the gender. So if you can get an opportunity where the mom, which would be Glory, is in a different pasture and you can check gender of a calf, that's what you do. All of our animals are super tame, but Glory is the only one that I cannot just like walk up to and touch and hand feed. I've done it, but I've not done it when she has a calf on the ground, so I was trying to be careful. So anyway, that's why they're over there. That was a long story. Let's get some hay on the ground, open the gate up, give everybody a good look. And there may be a calf over here. I didn't see any afterbirth. I didn't see any signs, but who knows? Maybe there is. I know, hang on. Whew. Man, y'all good looking. Franklin. Princess. All right, let's dump some cubes. Not trying to tease them, even though I kind of am. Tell me one of them jumps a fence, especially a little dark one right there. It's gonna be delicious. Listen, we're gonna do this in an orderly fashion. No pushing, no shoving, no horning. Horning. That's a word, right? Horning. Hang on a minute. So, nothing out of the ordinary from the calf launcher. Just definitely packing some milk. Here's the other one right here, Glory. It's a great way to check them. Whoa, hey, whoa, what's that? That's a little something. I ain't seen that before. Still not as much milk in her bag though. Woo! Look at the little babies. Man, she is so tall. There's a month between MJ and Honey, and she's almost taller than he is. Donkeys. What's up, buddy? You okay? You all right? Go get some food. Lucy. Franklin. Junebug. Get a closer look at Glory up here. I can't believe they just gave the donkeys those cubes. Yeah, I didn't think Finn would press him. Nelly. What's up, buddy? Doing okay, Maximus? Doing okay? It's all right. Hi, buddy. Fiona? Looking good. This is Glory again. Hang on, I want to get a look at her. I want to see the calf launcher here. She hasn't really moved up much. I'd say she's still got a little bit of time. I don't know. I don't know. I know I'm in your way, sister. Sorry. But Fiona's Princess's mom. That's our most recent calf, a little heifer. Whoa, get it, Sonny. Get it. CJ. Man, he's getting big. So pretty. Come on, MJ. Show us what you got. Show us what you got. Use the noggin and the nubs. Let's see it, man. Let's see it. Come on. Don't be shy. Whoa, look out, look out. You can definitely tell who's like herd boss. You know what I'm saying? Hi, Bunny. Oh, there we go. Get it, man. Get it. He is so pretty. Honey, how you doing? Tipsy, throw some hay. Hang on. So quiet, so peaceful. Gentle giants. Don't sleep on them though. You gotta watch them. I'm zoomed out. I'm actually this close right here. Beautiful cow. Beautiful. Can I touch? This is close enough for me though. I'm 5-6 feet. This is enough to inspect her, make sure everything's okay. Nelly. Such a good looking calf. So far we wound up with 2 heifers, 1 bull. I'm keeping an eye on what some of you guys would probably call a hernia. Keeping an eye on it. As you guys know, and if you're new here you wouldn't know because I haven't shown it much, but we actually, despite having longhorns, we actually are partners of ArrowQuip. The whole, cattle management, cattle handling would be an understatement. They basically pioneered it and wrote the book on building, chutes and panels and everything cattle. Super grateful to them, but they sponsor our channel. And this Thursday, they're upgrading my chute. So I'm going from an 87 to an 88. It's longer, it's heavier, it doesn't take as much force. There's specifics I'll go over. But they actually flew Ray and I and a few of my friends, about 30 other influencers, 30 other creators, farmers, ranchers, up to Canada last October. And they showed us their new system. And I'm super excited and honored to be one of them chosen to have one of the new chutes. So we work with our local dealer who is Eubanks Power and Equipment over in Welch, Oklahoma. And Craig Eubanks and Brian Abbott that kind of keep the lights on, so to speak. Eubanks, Mr. Eubanks, obviously. Yeah, they welcomed us back and said, hey, come get a new one. That's what we'll do. It's awesome, awesome, awesome. They just reached out, said, hey, you're next up, come get it. You might wonder how you run longhorns through a chute. This one, you just run him through it. Her, I would imagine she goes through. Maximus could go through, CJ could go through. Fiona, I don't know. You got to respect the horns at some point. Tipsy could, because hers go up and she's very, very diligent with them. The key in my experience with running them through a chute like that is let them do it themselves. Open up both doors. I'll show you on the cages. You can open up both doors and give them a wide berth. Just let them go at their own pace. Glory, probably not, for obvious reasons. But those three, absolutely. Sunny, June, and Frank. And the calves. It's got a brisket bar or a breastplate that allows you to run the little ones through. I mean, you can. It's made for the big ones and the little ones, but it really stops the little ones. I really like it. And if we had anybody to band, it makes it infinitely easier, because that's what we did with Frank last year. Since we don't have anybody to band, because he's too pretty to band, but they do need their shots. Their calf shots. Now we have run donkeys through the chute. We sure did. That's where our farrier pinned them up and took care of their hooves and all that good stuff. So, and huge thanks to ArrowQuip. Seriously, can't thank them all enough. Very grateful. All right, here's what we're gonna do. We got a water issue, a filter system, and my pump, and how it may just not be up to par with a ranch or a farm. Because what we've noticed is when we run our pump, these are two 350-gallon tanks, and that's how much water the cows have at all times, about 700 gallons. And when we fill these up, we lose all pressure in the house and we lose water in the house. And we have a low pressure switch. I think I'm gonna go ahead and take you guys and show you, because for me to talk about it without being able to point at stuff, I'm learning. What do you think? Does she figure out she can just go through that gap or no? I don't think she's gonna figure it out. All right, so here's our well. Pardon the, I need to weed eat. Pardon the bag, I just added that salt this morning. Part of the video needs to come with a, yeah, I got my ears lowered. This part of the video needs to come with a full-blown disclaimer. I have no idea. I speak dog. I have no idea what I'm doing when it comes to this stuff. I know when I don't have pressure in the house though, because my lovely wife lets me know immediately. In the kindest way possible, but yeah, you gotta have water pressure. So this is our well house. And I have seen a snake in here, so I always open and then stand and wait. Now, the previous owner, we bought this house like this. If you're new here, we just moved here February 6th. So we've been here a little over 110 days, 120 days. And the heat lamps, the heaters, that was all them. We won't do that. What I'd like to do is actually put a mini split in here. Might be too big for a mini split. This room's 8x8. That was the official measurement. But what we're looking at here is the well is right outside, the well pump, the well. It pumps water in here. It does its little thing. This is how I actually divert it, okay? It goes to the pressure tank first. See, this is closed and this is closed. This is open. So it comes up out of the ground, goes right here. Can't go that way, can't go that way. It goes down here and goes through our low pressure switch. And then it goes into the pressure tank, and then it comes out of the pressure tank. Doesn't it? Yeah, this just builds pressure, excuse me. But what I found is, see when I move that, there's hardly any water in it. So I don't know that the bladder in it is good, which the bladder actually, they say they last 5 to 7 years depending on use. And you can see right there, it's been a few years. So it's possible this is out. Now these are only a couple $100. And honestly, something made in 2018, I know I can put pressure, I can put air in this and see if it's working. That's what I'm gonna do. But yeah, goes from the pressure tank. I believe this is like a giant filter, okay? This adds a bleach mixture to kill some of the bad stuff we have in the water. This also filters some of the iron out, because every now and then I got to drain that. You can see somebody, not me, clearly drained it without attaching the hose once upon a time. That's awesome. And then we have a filter here, filter there, the softener, and then this is where the salt gets added, which I just added this morning. Now my buddy Santa Claus, Rob Sladen, has been over to my brother's place, my brother and sister-in-law, Kyle and Shannon at K&S Get Out. And he hooked them up, got their well running, all that stuff. Now he did more on the commercial side when he was in business. Like when he was working, he was more commercial, but he can still tell you, hey, your pump ain't working. Hey, your filter's not this, your pressure tank's not that. So he's gonna come take a look in 3 or 4 weeks. But I think, I'm counting on some of you guys, because I got an audience of potentially 120,000 people plus every single video. You never know. But even 30, 40,000 of you, somebody has got a well. Somebody has seen this stuff. But we got to say low pressure switch. And when I come out in the mornings now, it is not like I have 0 pressure, which means that's why we have no pressure in the house. So I come out, I flip this up, which forces the pressure, and I hold it until it reaches 40 PSI. And then it holds it. It does. It'll last almost all day. But I need to see, you guys help me. I'll come back and look. I'd call that 30. I'll come out here because nobody's home. I'm the only one here right now. And I will be for a few hours. So I want to see what that looks like. Here in a couple hours. Like the pressure shouldn't go down, right? And then I'm also aware that the pressure tank is not fully full, only about 30% full, right? Because then the bladder is what creates the pressure. Is that right? I'm learning. I'm doing a lot of Googling. But here's our well, and I contemplated putting in a frost-free out here somewhere. But like Rob was showing me, since we have so much iron in our water, we've got to have some kind of holding tank where we can still get that water out. Otherwise, we will literally just be pumping iron, and not that kind of iron. That looked pretty good because that arm's been surgically repaired. We don't want to just be pumping iron into the troughs. You've also got to be on this side of your pressure tank. So you got well, pump, pressure tank, trough, hydrant trough. So we've got to be on that side of the pressure tank. Otherwise, we can't get water up the hill. That is a beautiful chicken. Hang on. If I get close, they'll scatter. Look at those birds. Those are Tractor Supply birds. I don't even know what those are. Maybe like almost looks like a well summer, maybe. Beautiful. Beautiful. No offense, you're pretty too, but yeah. Oh, look. It might be an Australorp. Here's the other conundrum. Drilling another well, pointless. It really is. It's frustrating when some people just see one video and they're like, oh, just drill another well, get your cows the water. It's like 20, 30 grand, dude. Not plausible whatsoever. Little donk, I went to the doctor this morning. Hey, whoa, it's okay. You don't have to go to the doctor. I did. I went to the doctor and my blood pressure is doing great. It is, man. It is. Where'd you go? It's okay. Come here. What's the matter, man? I'm telling everybody you're a big, bad, tough donkey. Scared of my hat? That's a good boy. That's a good boy. There's one down there. You got to get it. I can't believe I'm going to walk all the way down here, but I'm going to do it for you guys. Plus, I went to the doctor this morning, so I'm kind of on a health whatever. So let's go down here and do it. Gilly! Gilly! It's so funny, man. Ruby, Mama and Rosie trying to eat ABC cubes. Already been chewed. Yuck. We do have a creek that never runs dry. And we do own part of it. It's a huge creek. We don't own the whole creek. But we do have a creek that runs to the very back of the property. The problem is, and some of you guys were wondering when we first built this place, why we didn't put the cows down here. Well, apparently it's a family affair. Creek floods, and I mean floods, and we do get a couple flash floods. It's a wet weather flash flood creek. We can't even put fence back here. I can't get the cows anywhere near it because literally in order to fence them to it, they'd kind of be able to swim out anytime we had a flash flood. And then you run into issues with calves not being able to get away from the flash flood. Okay, we know that happens. Down here though, having this creek of clean water, and I can get it tested, but it's cold. It is clearly spring fed a few times over by the time it gets here. It's so cold we don't even have snakes in it. Tick. Is there something that will pump this water that far? I mean, think about it. A well pump pumps water. Some of y'all's wells are 300-400 feet deep, right? Mine's 150. My brother's is 86, 80 some. Surely we can pump water that far, right? And I know you're going to wonder, well, how far is it, Chad? Something's right there. We've seen fish, we've seen frogs. I can't believe he's letting me get this close. I was talking really loud. Oh, he got it. He got it. Tadpole down. Oh, he's gonna get one. He's gonna get one. Pew, got him. Eating minnows. He's hunting. He's got the noise of the water, so he can't hear me. Stand real still. Whoa. I just came over the top of it. I can see his head. Whoop, 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 whoop. Whoop. That is so cool. Sweet, man. I love nature. Whew. Okay. I don't remember where I left you before we got distracted, but it is literally like 1,000 feet to the cows. Yeah, let's start with that. Let me fill you in a little bit though. Like, this is where we stop. This is where the water would come to. The water has literally been this high. We know that from talking to the previous owner. Let me show you. What's up? And we discovered too that some of this trash back here, that's what happens when it floods. It just shoves stuff up into the woods and it doesn't drain out. But there's a deer blind back here, right there. That's about 200 feet from the creek where we were just at. What's up, buddy? And yeah, so that's why the fence had to be up here. So obviously we can't, like, even if I wanted to, I can't bring the cows all the way down here because when it floods, part of that pasture is going to be underwater. But I could at least get it to that corner if I was feeling froggy. I could have cows right there and I could pump water just from that creek to right there. I could do it. But what is the most efficient way? I'm not very versed on ram pumps. And I gotta be honest, there's a lot of videos out there where people are showing their ram pumps, but they don't work after the video's over. They have a lot of trouble with them because I've reached out to them. I don't know if it's because they built them wrong. I don't know if it's because they don't know what they're doing, like me, or something just happens, you know what I mean? So I would love almost a solar pump And the reason is a solar pump, if we lose power, I can just pump water to my house and we can still bathe and shower, but getting the cows 300 some gallons a day is not going to be that easy. But just tell me what's out there. I've never had a dozen head. I've never had to worry about more than 40 or 50 gallons a day. What do I need? Talk to me about what's out there. Be specific, okay? If you can't link something, because it won't let you in the comments, put in quotes, ram pump, you know, whatever it may be. I don't care how long it is. I'm literally going to paste that sucker into Google. And we're going to figure it out. What do you guys think of my new roo? Oh man, that's the funnest thing I've ever bought at Tractor Supply. Huge shout out to my neighbor, my buddy from high school. I've mentioned it a few times. I moved in next door, had no idea he was over there with 800 acres and 100 head of Charolais. But he is, and guess what? He does hay, and not just the stuff that's clearly a year old that they baled. They do the top quality hay, the nice, good stuff that I guarantee won't cost what this costs. So it's awesome, man. I mean, literally he's right next door. And if I want 80 bales, he just left. I didn't want to shove a camera in his face, but you guys got to meet him sometime, man. Awesome, awesome dude. I appreciate you, brother. Like 80 bales this winter of the nice quality stuff, big 6x5 bales. I can have it all at once, or I can store it over there and go get it as I need it. He's that close. It's awesome. I'm super excited about it, man. So while we figure out what we're going to do with our pastures and things like that, yeah, we're still haying them a little bit. We'll grain them too. I mean, ain't nobody on this farm going to starve. Let's put it that way. Okay. I budgeted for buying hay. I budgeted for buying grain because it's going to take a little while to put a pasture in the woods. It's going to take a little bit. I'm doing a pretty good job. I got to pat myself on the back a little bit. I think I'm holding my own. So with y'all's help, I sincerely appreciate it. Let's go check the pressure in the well house again. I've heard, and I've been doing some research, which sometimes can get you in trouble because you go down a rabbit hole and you're like, huh? Should the pressure on this thing just be higher? Is that the issue? Mr. Snake. So the snake that I have seen has been way too fat. A little black and white checkered looking thing. And I know you're gonna, it's a rat king snake, don't it? Listen. Nope. 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 Not my well house, near my chickens, okay? You want to start a snake sanctuary, be my guest. But ain't one here. So, yeah, looky there. The pressure is actually up. Well, that's good news. Remember we left it, it was at 30. Now she's holding at 40. I still don't feel like there's much in it, but I think maybe I just need more pressure. Maybe it needs to be like 60. Can you turn these up, or do I have to buy one that's a 60? I don't know. Am I even saying the right things? I don't know. Let me know. I'm in way over my head here with this stuff. And listen, I love my little brother, little bigger brother, Kyle. Here's how Kyle and I work, okay? Yesterday when I texted him about some of my well issues, I called Rob Sladen. I said, dude, what do I do? He said, here's what I would do, but let me come take a look. I said, okay. Guess what Rob told me he would do? I have no idea. I have no idea. I just know that he has a plan. I don't know. I don't understand. But anyway, I just know that Rob has a plan. And that's all I got to know. Kyle, I called him after I talked to Rob. And we were talking. He was like, oh, yeah, this is what Rob's going to do. And this is what Rob did in my... This is how Kyle sounds in my head. This is what I was going to do here. Can you tell me what this number is? Do I even have one of them whatchamacallit thingamajigs? I'm just going to get somebody out here that knows what they're doing. Or read some of y'all's comments and figure it out. And then I will have an understanding, so I can always fix it, work on it, maintain it, take care of it. But I don't need to know what Encyclopedia Britannica Kyle Doss thinks about it. So anyway, we got to figure something out because we got to make sure we have enough pressure. I think we need a bigger pressure tank. I do. Like a 50 or a 60, or you guys tell me. I'll buy whatever. And I don't mean whatever. I don't mean like it's limitless. But we budgeted for the amount of cows we have. We budgeted for the amount of hay we're going to need. We budgeted for the amount of fencing we're going to need. And I budgeted knowing that we were going to, we literally have a water budget. I have a budget for water, whether that's irrigation, whether that's a pond. But trust me, a pond is about the price of a well. So we ain't going to be doing that. Now I'm going to try and dig a pond. I am. I ain't going to do it right now because it's like a mud hole. I would love for it to stop raining. And yes, my tractor can pick up those bales. That's all I've ever had. I hear somebody literally telling me, the tractor ain't gonna pick up those bales. I didn't even know they made smaller bales. What do you think about that, Jack? I'm starting to get hangry. I need to go in and eat, so I quit yelling at everybody. We at least need what I would call a wallow. Something the cows can walk into up to their bellies. That's what we need. So we're gonna start looking into that. Man, I appreciate y'all. I can't thank you enough. I sincerely can't. And huge shout out, man. My neighbor, what a blessing. We had no idea. You're looking at a guy that 3 years ago leased 8 acres, give or take. I leased 8 acres. And I had 2 Angus Holstein crosses. And then I went to 2 Baldies. And now I've got a dozen Longhorns, give or take. And alpacas and 40 acres that we own. And I'm so blessed. I'm so blessed. I turn 40 tomorrow, folks. I do. The day you guys are seeing this, the 28th, I turn 40 tomorrow, dadgummit. And I don't know how I feel about it, but my blood pressure was good this morning. So apparently I'm feeling all right. I appreciate you guys being here with us on this ride every single step of the way. Those are pigs screaming, if you guys can hear it. If not, just, it's okay. It's not kids. It's pigs. Sound like they're being murdered or thrown in some grease and fried. Anyway, what a blessing that I've got my 40 by 40 officially tomorrow. And my neighbor's a guy I went to school with who I genuinely admired in school, thought the world of him. And he lives right next door. He's got so much room and so much knowledge through him and his family. And I say room, like he can literally hold the hay for us. Not that I don't have room, but while we're working and organizing and planning, I'm going into this winter trying to figure out where I'm going to put 80 bales. Because anybody else I order hay from, I got to have somewhere to put it because they're going to bring it now. So, yeah. What a blessing. What a blessing. I have no words. I have none. I'm trying to see what's in the background. You guys are all staring at. Amen, amen, and all God's people said. Amen. I'm turning 40 tomorrow, but my little brother's turning 38, just 2 years apart. Happy birthday, little brother. Y'all be good. Don't work too hard. Don't make it weird. God bless. Deuces.